This episode is brought to you by the Downtown Denver Partnership. Denver's 16th Street is reopening, and it's back in a big way. On Saturday, October 4th, the Downtown Denver Partnership is hosting an all-day celebration from Market Street to Broadway to mark the completion of Denver's iconic Main Street revitalization. Starting at 11 a.m., 16th Street will come alive with a mile-long celebration featuring a brass band parade led by Guerrilla Fanfare, an REI scavenger hunt, and a local heroes music lineup. Learn more and RSVP at downtowndenver.com/grand opening. This episode is brought to you by Wise. Wise is the app for international people using money around the globe. With Wise, you can send, spend, and receive up to 40 currencies with only a few simple taps, and save up to 55% compared to major banks. Plus, Wise won't add hidden fees to your transfer. Whether you're buying souvenirs with pesos in Puerto Vallarta or sending euros to tip your Colosseum tour guide, you know you're getting a fair exchange rate with no extra markups. Be smart. Join the 15 million customers who choose Wise. Download the Wise app today or visit wise.com. Learn more by visiting wise.com/US/compare. T's and C's apply.
Today on CityCast Denver, one of the city's biggest and most controversial social media accounts was mysteriously deactivated this week, but the online discourse is still as vile and corrosive as ever. So what can any of us do about it? Plus, the reality dating sensation Love is Blind premieres its Denver season next week, and we've got one of our favorite guests to speculate and gossip about the cast. And of course, our wins and fails of the week. Today is Friday, September 26th. I'm Paul Caroli, and here's what Denver's talking about. Welcome back to CityCast Denver, the show about the city whose fastest growing company, Palantir, is launching a line of t-shirts, tote bags, and other lifestyle apparel with the Surveillance Giants logo. It's the perfect holiday gift for your loved one who sees you when you're sleeping, who knows when you're awake, who knows if you've been bad or good, so be good or else.
Do you guys have Ring cameras?
No.
No. Okay, I feel like we're in the minority a little bit here. Just thinking about surveillance. Well, so my husband and I are really anti-surveillance. Our child also is anti-surveillance, not because of us. But we don't have a Ring camera. We don't track each other. And I think that that's a rarity. I feel like a lot of folks track their loved ones and surveil them all the time. And I don't love it.
There was I am remembering my wife probably a couple years ago. I don't know. We got new phones or something. And she was like, should we turn on location services so we can know where each other are? Yeah. And I was like, no.
If you tell me where you are, I'm going to trust that's where you are.
I love you. I'm not going anywhere. You don't know, but also I just don't like it.
Yeah.
My partner agreed to share locations only. Well, he was the one who brought it up. I was like, oh, I don't know. Because I'm always lying about how late I am. So that's why he wanted to. So he can know if I really left my house.
But can you imagine like when we were in our 20s and we were even, because I was also a late person.
Be there and I'm on my way.
I'm on my way. You don't even have your pants on. You're like,
yes.
We all know.
So yeah, that's why he follows me. And he like,
that's fair.
Yeah, he's just like, so I have a better judgment of when you actually are coming. Because if you say, I'm leaving now and I see at your house for like another 20 minutes.
Yeah. So. Well, the games we play. I take it you two are not going to be wearing Palantir t-shirts anytime soon.
I mean, for a lot of reasons, I won't be wearing Palantir t-shirts, but definitely not.
No.
I'm sad. I mean, anyway, they're moving to Cherry Creek is another thing. The headquarters. I don't know.
I'm such a defender of Cherry Creek, and this is just making it harder and harder.
Cherry Creek has been making it harder to defend it.
Truly.
I kind of want to talk about that more. We might have to talk about that on Tuesday, the situation with Palantir. Because that CEO guy keeps getting into like, I follow the big conservative podcasts to keep up with what they're saying. And, he's been a guest on a lot of them recently, touting his whole like Western civilization, protect the West stuff. It's very weird.
Manifest destiny.
No, like not like our West, not like Western America, but like Greece, like Greek democracy, Athenian democracy, and like English kings, and it's weird. Anyway,
I'm interested. But
Just play video games and like don't make it about the real world. Okay. Sorry.
So here, we're coming to you from the beautiful Dude IDK Studios in 5 Points. This is our Friday news roundup. We will be talking about the news in a few minutes. Bree Davies is with me as usual. Hey, Bree.
Hi.
And we have a great guest today. She's back.
She's
for
our ringer.
A second week in a row.
Our other guest had a situation arise, and Justine she shows up for us.
Our Green Chili and Politics correspondent.
Thank
there
you.
where you need her. Hey, Justine, what's up?
What up, everyone?
Thank you. Thank you.
I got you.
Okay, so before we get to our top story, we do have a little bit of business because
Yes.
we're in the middle of my favorite time of year. It's the membership campaign, our
Yes.
fall membership drive. We're rounding out our first week, which
need
means
you.
today is the perfect day to become a member of CityCast Denver Neighbors. Be our neighbor. You can join now at membership.citycast.fm. In doing so, you not only unlock the perks and benefits designed to help you engage more deeply with life here.
Paul, we're not supposed to read the script. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
What do you want to talk about then? Let's forget it. I'll throw it away. What do you want to talk about?
The tote bag.
Tote bags are great.
We know this is all about freebies. I mean, it's about supporting us, but you also get a cool tote bag that says Neighbors Make Denver. I'm
Yes.
still waiting for mine in the mail. Otherwise, I would show it to you all. But I don't know. That's the thing that always gets me. Cool tote
I
bag.
would
tote
do
bag.
anything for a tote bag.
See?
Okay.
I mean, within reason. But I will like be swayed by a tote bag. Like I stood
Same.
in line at the Rockies game the other day to try to pull the bat out of the rock, which was impossible, for a tote bag. Like
See?
I stood
do
in the
like a
line
good
for the
tote
tote
bag.
bag for the Rockies tote bag.
So see, you don't even have to stand in line. You can just donate, sign up today, $10 a month, $100 a year. You don't have to stand in line to get a tote bag. We will mail it to you directly.
And the other benefit I wanted to talk about
Yes.
is that during this membership drive, if you become a member, you not only get the tote bag, everyone who joins gets the tote bag, but we're selecting one lucky winner to give a $250 gift card to Bonanno Concepts.
Which is a ton of restaurants in the city. Also, Vesper Lounge is on there. And
Yeah.
I recommended, you want to go buy the bar a drink,
I love that.
Vesper, yeah.
$250 gift card.
My move there at Vesper is the pre-made cocktail, which used to cost $6 and now I think costs $9. But that means you could get 25 of those and still have money to tip.
See? Well, sign up
pretty
today.
good.
You could get that.
Neighbors Make Denver,
Love it.
membership.citycast.denver, $10 a month. Do it. Okay, our top
All right.
story. The news. This was a big story here in Denver. It's been kind of a big story for the last 2 years, but now it appears that it's over. Do Better Denver, the social media provocateurs.
Nameless, faceless
They have
provocateurs.
retired. The accounts are deactivated as of Monday night. I noticed on Tuesday that they were just gone.
Well, and our producer Olivia had been monitoring this, and they hadn't been posting for a few days, and
They
then
stopped posting on September 12th.
disappeared.
Yes. The outlaw, so Do Better Denver is gone. But the other story here is the online outrage machine is still chugging along. There was a story from CPR that we'll talk about. We're talking to some local politicians about social media. But Do Better Denver, if you're not familiar, they had about 150,000 followers, kind of exploded over the last 2 years. They posted pictures of people experiencing homelessness and crisis and harsh personal attacks against the mayor. They were very critical of his housing first approach to homelessness, among pretty much everything else he did. But yeah, it's gone. So anyone, do you want to say a few words, Justine, for the funeral here of Do Better Denver?
Do Better Denver. I think they flew too close to the sun in their mission and burned out. Like, because that whole article came out like a month
Denver
or two
Post
ago.
article.
Post at the end of July, yeah.
That was like actually put a face to some of the people that were getting all of this information for this site. You know, I feel there is like this fine line between like sharing public information and like actually trying to cause harm. Like I feel like a lot of Do Better Denver like just was a lot of ill intention instead of actually like solving the issue or actually bringing attention in a positive way. It was more sensational. So I'm not sad, but whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
I mean, to me, it's just the punching down aspect of what they did was really set the tone immediately for what they were doing versus what they were saying they were doing. And I mean, good riddance, honestly. I just don't have compassion for folks that punch down, that photograph and film folks in crisis, in moments. And I understand it's more complicated than that, but those folks didn't have a voice or a choice. And I think that was an interesting part of the Denver Post coverage, was talking to families and people who were affected by that coverage. That's real. That's the real life implications of us gawking at something online.
Yeah. And here's my thing. Like, in politics and polling on both sides of the aisle, crime and safety in cities is always like a top issue for everyone. And it's because people want to feel safe. And I get it. Like, crime and safety is a thing. Like, you live in a city, you see a lot of stuff all of the time going on. And I think that when groups like this just highlight it as just like constant negative, like, look how horrible Denver is, it takes away from the actual work and progress that we're trying to do to make safer, better cities for everybody.
Yeah, I hear you all. I think this is such an interesting topic because there's so many ways to see it, and people have such strong reactions to it. Like this, do they tell the whole story was something. I've kind of been working on this personal project that I might talk about at some point, but I've been talking to a lot of people about Do Better Denver. And one of the things that I heard from a couple of liberals who follow the account or who take it seriously is that, the pictures, you can't say that they're not real. It's real stuff that's happening. They're not making these videos up. They're not deep fakes. It's real people, real things. They're getting real information. Sometimes they do have a problem with misinformation, but you can't say that. But you can say that they don't tell the whole story. They're creating a very specific vision of what Denver is, and they don't talk about how fun the Rockies game was that night or how great the meal at the restaurant was.
I don't know.
Night.
Like, so the other day, leaving a Rockies game, the other day this summer, I was coming home from the Rockies game, got off the light rail, I was walking to the park by my house, and there was a man passed out. His like pants were ripped open, so you see like his butt exposed. There's like a case of beer next to him. He's just like passed out. It was like, at first it was funny, a man with his ass hanging out. So you're like, what's going on? It's the afternoon. And like, my instinct at first was like, oh my God, take a picture of this. But I didn't do that because then my humanity kicked in and I went over and I was like, gave him a little nudge. I'm like, are you okay? Because this man could actually not be alive. Yeah. So, and he was like, what? Like, oh yeah, I'm fine. Sorry. Oh my God. I don't know what that man's story is or whatever, but I just had a human moment with this person, checked on them, didn't put them all over the internet, and then walked away. I was like, well, we need to work. Like, these are issues in our neighborhood. Like, maybe instead of just pointing your camera and screaming at it online, like, I know not everybody's as comfortable as I am to walk up to somebody, and that's a thing too. I don't have a fear of my community because I've lived here my entire life. So I know how to navigate a lot of like uncomfortable situations that people might come into. But taking a moment and just like being human, I think, is part of what we need to do in this whole process. And coming back to that moment of humanity is what we need to do when we have all these conversations, when we do all this stuff, instead of just pointing the camera and walking away from it.
And I think most people are like you. And when you're in person, you can look in someone's eyes or look in their butt, as you did.
Yeah.
You're going to see, I have a butt.
Look deep into their butt.
It was ass
and say,
out.
I also have been passed out, ass out too, sir.
Yeah. Well, I have
Except
friends.
I was in my friend's apartment.
But if you do it on social media,
I have friends in DC who have been like, I fell asleep outside of my apartment one time on the way home, like work at the Capitol.
I mean, me among us. I never done that.
But sometimes that happens. Sometimes I could have been leaving the Rockies game. I might not have made it all the way back to my apartment, up to my condo.
I mean, it really is.
I live.
Yeah, it's like it's automatic judgment without sometimes thinking like, I've been there. It's just looked a little bit different. Or you know what I mean? Or my friend has been there. Or that's the thing that I struggled with these images was when I see folks in crisis, especially folks openly doing drugs in public, I cannot tell you enough how much that is not where they want to be.
Yeah.
I just know this from experience as someone in recovery and someone whose family is like deals with drug addiction recovery issues. They don't want to be there. So it's not like, oh God, I can't wait to go out and shoot up in the middle of the street on a Tuesday at noon. And just like thinking about that for a moment, like that person being there, that's not where they want to be. So just like try to think that. But something else, Paul, that I think you pointed out very astutely often is in these conversations.
Thank you.
Let me get there first.
Sorry.
I'm giving you your due.
You complimented me and I blacked out.
I'm giving you your due because you often say, okay, if this is about crime, then look at the numbers.
Yeah.
Things are getting better. Gun violence is down. That doesn't get highlighted in these conversations online because guess what doesn't get clicks?
And so here's the online part is the interesting part is because that's what I've heard from all these conservative leaders. Like back when there was that moment where the Post was going to come out and Do Better Denver was like, the mayor and the Post are colluding to unveil my identity. And all these conservative leaders were like, I am Do Better Denver. It was this moment of solidarity. I talked to a lot of those people. I talked to a lot of these people, and you know why they did that?
Yeah, tell me.
They feel like they had seen these moments that were depicted on the account, and they never heard any of it talked about in the traditional media or from the mayor. The only thing they ever heard from the mayor was things are getting better. Now, things are getting better is not things are perfect. But things are getting better is what they heard. And so they felt gaslit because they had those moments walking home from the Rockies game. Heidi Ganahl in particular, I talked to her, former gubernatorial candidate. She said she used to love coming into Denver. She still comes to Rockies games and she sees people in crisis and it makes her uncomfortable. And she says she doesn't see this ever talked about. She never sees photos like this in the Denver Post or on the Colorado Sun or in 9 News. And she feels like the whole liberal media is gaslighting conservatives by not showing this. And Do Better Denver did. And that's why people liked it.
Well, I feel like she gaslit me by saying there were litter boxes in schools, but never showed a picture of it.
Yeah, she got that one wrong.
Yeah. But I think maybe it's like a more personal issue for me. Like I said, like growing up here, people who had like substance abuse issues, it was like crackheads was the thing everyone used to say back in the day. But those people were like someone's cousin or somebody's family member.
Part of your neighborhood.
And you still loved them even though they had a substance abuse issue. And, and we kind of just dealt with it internally. And I think that's how I kind of look at it. Like, I remember walking home and seeing like someone's uncle like passed out or something and like just getting him home, And so I think that as our city's changed and, more people have moved in, we don't have that community more. That was kind of a safety net for a lot of people that just doesn't exist. And we don't have one socially or one that, is financially accessible for people to access. And so when we're saying, yeah, come into Denver from the burbs, all the people from the suburbs are like, oh my God, a city.
Yeah. Because they see the images and they have an image in their mind. And I think and I'm not going to talk about the membership campaign the whole show, but I really do think this like neighbors thing is so important about what we do. Because it doesn't feel neighborly. It's such an important word for me. Like it was an unlock. On a podcast, we can sit together. Maybe we don't feel the same way about everything, but we can talk, have a real conversation about things. Like look eye to eye. It's a real conversation with people. You can hear us. You know us. On social media, everyone is mean all the time. It's flattened. There's no context. Flattened. You never hear. There's no person behind it. This was maybe part of the anonymity issue, but it just doesn't feel neighborly. And like, we're neighbors. We all have to share this city. We're trying to get along together.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say, I'm constantly checking myself because I do have an unhoused neighbor who lives in the alley behind my house, which I look at every day in my office. And I watch this man's coming and goings because they're very visible. And I'm constantly checking myself about what I'm judging about this person's experience. I don't have a solution for him. I can't house him in a better way. So what is it for me to judge how he's living his life? And like, a lot of folks would call the police. This is technically an encampment, but what would that actually do? Like, what do I have to offer that person that's better than what they have? If I don't have anything, then I kind of need to leave them alone. Like, it's just like, it's really about, to me, it's about constantly checking yourself. And sometimes that is, the neighbor part of it is just minding your own business, frankly. Like, part of being a neighbor is like connecting with your neighbors, but also minding your own business a little bit. Like, it's a lot of things that we talk about this all the time. Folks that are unhoused experience things that we experience, but we're inside our house. We're just experiencing it with the doors closed. I'm sorry.
The roof over your head.
Yes.
Watching the person
Addiction
with nowhere to go.
happens inside and outside houses. Like it is not, you know what I mean? I think it's a little bit of checking ourselves too. Just like, why am I judging this person so much? Why am I feeling the need to take a photograph of them?
Yeah.
Maybe I should just step back and say, I'm in my own business.
Let's move to the next phase of this conversation, which I think is the question that is on many minds, which is why? Why did this person step aside now? Why did these accounts get canceled? Now, we know a little bit. Jimmy Sensenberger, who writes a column for the Gazette. He's a very conservative talk show host on radio I wish I knew what radio station. I'm sorry,
Radio
Jimmy.
something.
But he writes for the Gazette. He did an interview with the anonymous administrator after the Post article. And so he's like someone who they talk to. And he posted on X after the accounts went dark. He said, "I've received the following statement from the real admin of Do Better Denver. Quote, I deactivated my Instagram and X accounts last night. They were not hacked or removed by either platform. Any copycat accounts claiming to be Do Better Denver are imposters and should be reported." Now, he didn't say why. But one of his colleagues, someone else who was in touch with them, this guy Ryan Schuling, who works for KHOW, KHOW, he said she no longer wants to be involved in the public political arena at all.
Wow.
And we know from past interviews that she is, I mean, I know this brings up a can of worms, but she does feel vulnerable to doxing and safety concerns and feels unsafe.
Well, it's scary times right now.
Yeah, especially after Charlie Kirk's assassination. I mean, let's talk about it.
I mean, you're doing this to other people every day. You're showing that, again, the Denver Post article showed the detrimental effects of that account on people who were featured on it. I just don't have a lot of sympathy for somebody who does this to other people. Because to me, it feels like the person running that account thinks that they are somehow some higher echelon better to be able to be doing this anonymously. Say it out loud. I don't know.
I have all the eye rolls in the world for the Do Better Denver account. But yeah, okay. I think that's the right move. Step back. Are you putting anything positive in the conversation? Or you were times are just crazy right now. I don't blame people for stepping back. But yeah, when we look at the whole picture, this is what happens. It's a risky game to play.
Being in public. Well, maybe this is where we can talk about ourselves. We've had conversations on our team since Charlie Kirk was assassinated of feeling more unsafe, feeling more vulnerable and exposed.
Yeah.
I don't know how useful it is, but it's it takes courage to do this more than ever.
Oh yeah. People have called me since I announced I was running, are you going to get your address? Make sure that it's going to be taken off of the websites and all of these things. Because you've already been
through this, Justine, when you were not a political figure. You've been doxxed by a political commentator in the city with a platform.
Yeah,
I've already happened to you.
My family, it was very scary. I was getting messages to my work, to my office. And so I understand firsthand that fear. And I think now, yeah, my family and everyone's extra heightened because of that and because of the political climate. They're but there's a part of me, I hear from Denver, very public. I think everyone knows where I live. I don't know. There's nothing I can do. So I just have to keep pushing forward. But I feel for everyone else too, because it is terrifying. I mean, I would be lying if I don't say that I sleep soundly all night, but I don't. I'm always freaked out. I get worried about how people are going to interpret what I say. I get worried about if people are going to go back and be upset about, an opinion I had in my 20s that, so it's a scary time. And there's so many blurred lines, I think, between reality and facts, perceptions. Yeah. We're living in this insane, crazy time where we don't know what's up or down or left or right.
Well, let's talk about how our current politicians are navigating this crazy time. Because this CPR article from Caitlin Kim, I thought was really good. She talked to all of Colorado's congressional delegation, the Republicans and the Democrats, about social media and how they're handling it. The headline was "Vile, Corrosive, Toxic, and Unquittable," which is kind of interesting. I mean, that says it all, right, Bree? What do you think?
I mean, I find people's presentations of how they act online versus how they actually act online to be so funny. It's so necessary. Is it necessary to be a dick? No, it's not. Lauren Boebert, because kind of that was her. I feel like that was her quote, and it's she loves that. She loves the muck and the shittiness and the meanness and all of that. That's not necessary.
She loves owning the libs.
Yeah, you don't have to do that to get your information across. Like, that is a choice that you make. So I don't know. I found a little bit of like grandstanding and like self-aggrandizing in that article about, oh, it's so necessary to use social media. No, it's not. It's not necessary to use it that way.
I do think it's necessary. Well, it's not necessary, but it is the easiest and fastest way to reach people. I think
but that doesn't mean you have to own the libs all day. You can just share information about the work you're doing as a legislator.
I think as a conservative, you do.
Why?
Because that's what people want. That's what the MAGA crowd wants out of their leaders. And this is what being a politician is. You gotta both have the values people identify with, you gotta communicate your values, and then you gotta translate that into action that people can see connects with your values.
I would love to see that action, because the other thing I find interesting about this conversation is, like, I don't know if anyone acknowledged how much time it takes. I understand there's a lot of aides that do posts and things too. Social media, legislators that are on social media all day, I'm like, you're not working. What are you doing? I know. How much
work are they doing?
I'm anyway? A former Twitter addict myself. Yeah. I've had Twitter brain before. I left Twitter 2 years ago. I feel like a better person because I'm like not in that stuff all the time. But it took so much time. My husband even was like, please get off of Twitter.
Remember Jared Polis wrote that blog for CNN. Our producer Olivia found this for that show, the great show we did a few weeks ago. But he wrote in the blog, sometimes I'm on Twitter when I'm ignoring boring committee meetings in Congress, freshman congressman. It's like, yeah.
Just like the rest of us, except for you're representing us in Congress. Like, what?
Yeah, it takes so much time. They hire somebody to do that in the office. And as someone who in the nonprofit world was the tweeter, it took forever, especially when we want to be like right on the facts. And then you had to like make sure. Yeah. So, but no, I don't know. It's social media. My advice for people as a political consultant about social media is that it's a tool. It's not like the whole thing. You don't win elections from social media, but it's a piece of it. But the other thing is, if you're not good at it, let's not lean into it. Like, some people are good. You have these politicians who've elevated their platform and stuff before going to office. Yeah, by being on social media, and they're good at it, and they know how to use it correctly. You know, trying to put Chuck Schumer on TikTok or whatever, it's just
remember Biden eating ice cream last year?
All of it. And that's what I tell people. I'm like, if you're not good at it, we're gonna let it the people in the office do it, make it clever, whatever, but we're not gonna lean into your social media. Like, that's one thing too. I think that all these politicians now think like, oh, I have to be on social media, I have to be this social media firestorm to be impactful, because America's attention span is a TikTok video.
Well, but this is what I want to talk about next. There's a quote from Joe Neguse, because there is the connection I was talking about between the communication and then the translation into policy. Joe Neguse said, sometimes in the DC bubble, it seems like social media influence, the number of likes, the retweets going viral, has become the barometer of whether a legislator is effective or not.
No, I agree. I think that I hear this from people who are like, oh, I don't see my legislator like tweeting or like.
Really?
Yeah, people want to see, because I think people are translating being social media present as action, and it's not necessarily
because it's where people see it.
And that's where they see it happening.
I bet a lot of people wake up every day, first thing they look at is their phone, scroll the feeds.
I mean, I guess I did watch a Jasmine Crockett video this morning on the toilet, and
she's great.
I do love her.
Yeah, and I love her so much.
I mean, I get that. It's like that immediate, like, yeah, what she said.
Stand up to Trump. Man, do a funny dance.
Well, and then it's like, okay, she's doing work, but all of the other people, are they not doing work because they didn't put a TikTok up?
Well, you got to communicate what you're doing. I think you got to tell people what you're doing, or you're going to lose the next election.
No, that's my thing. It is a tool. We need to start bridging that. Like, a lot of the old school is like, send a newsletter and tell everyone. And people just aren't like engaging in those ways anymore. And this is like, it's a tool. We have to use it. But I don't think you necessarily need to be like influencer online, like Twitter storm.
I would just love to see what is post Twitter. I mean, I'm just like waiting for this next era. For the love of God, can we get out of this cycle of insanity? Because again, I participated in that cycle of insanity for over a decade. And it was not necessarily helpful for folks. And I fully participated in that. And it's just wild to me that it's still going. But like, what is next now? Where can we... Twitter is... It's just not effective.
TikTok seems to be ascendant. TikTok is ascendant. I mean,
it's such a different platform, though, in terms of like, that is just purely observational. Twitter is like interactive. You're directly interacting with creators all the time. I feel TikTok's a little more passive, which maybe is just what the future is. But
there's an age gap there too, because when I talk to like voters, like consistent voters, they're all on Facebook. They're not on TikTok. So it's also like where you are, like.
And Facebook, what a mess.
Facebook.
Oh no, Facebook is my Facebook. I'm going to put another plug in for Facebook. I'm back.
Oh my God,
I love
Paul.
it. It's better than ever. Folks,
it is the
Facebook
weirdest place
right
to me.
2025.
It just reminds me of when that big switch happened where everybody left MySpace. That was the biggest mistake we ever made. My God. Good Lord. The stupidest place on earth. Sorry, people that left Facebook.
Hey, all right, so let's wrap
Sorry,
there.
Paul, who loves Facebook.
Listeners, let us know. Where are you hanging out? Are your politicians reaching you there? Call in the CityCast Denver hotline is open. 720-500-5418. We want to hear your thoughts on the end of Do Better Denver. What is the legacy of Do Better Denver to you? 720-500-5418. We're going to go to a break, and we got another great topic. Hey, this is Paul dropping in on Thursday evening with an update. Hours after we recorded this episode, Do Better Denver reactivated their X account and posted something very surprising. Quote, "After a nearly 2-week break from Do Better Denver, I'm ready to re-engage." They said they had been reflecting on the past 2 years, acknowledged they haven't always gotten things right, and committed to ensuring their posts are accurate and constructive moving forward. They also apologized to Mayor Johnston and his wife Courtney for the personal attacks, but said they, quote, "still plan to expose Johnston's failing policies daily and won't apologize for that." This is a developing story, and we've requested an interview with the anonymous administrator for more. If they respond, you'll be the first to know.
This episode is brought to you by the Clifford Still Museum. Engage with new perspectives in the groundbreaking new show, Tell Clifford I Said Hi, an exhibition curated by children of the Colville Confederated Tribes, now on view at the Clifford Still Museum. Discover how children interpret the artist's early works and abstract art in an exhibition that extends a dynamic exchange that began nearly a century ago. Explore your creativity in the exhibition's interactive weaving wall and be inspired in the museum's hands-on art studio. During your visit, experience a world-class collection gifted to the city, award-winning architecture, and events for all ages. Enjoy the best way to spend an hour in Denver. The Still is open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Children 17 and under are always free. Buy tickets and learn more at cliffordstillmuseum.org. That's cliffordstillmuseum.org. And if you walk into the beginning of the front of the museum, my voice is in the welcome video, so you might recognize me and my beautiful family. This episode is brought to you by Window Nation. It's September and the temperature has dropped. No better time than now to replace your old or builder-grade windows with custom-built, high-quality windows from Window Nation. Get the windows you want to protect and beautify your home and choose from over 1,500 styles and colors. Plus, installation crews finish the job in 1 day or less, so you can enjoy your cozy home with minimal disruption. And guess what? This month, you can buy 2 windows and get 2 free. And you can put 0 down, make 0 payments, and pay 0 interest for 2 years. That's right, you could pay nothing until 2027. You know what? Maybe I'll convince Greg to put a window in the studio. Because currently it doesn't have one, and that's like the only thing about it is like you don't know if it's daylight. Let's get some gorgeous windows in there. Colorado sunshine, baby. And don't wait. They've got a flash sale happening through September 30th. If you buy 2 windows, you can get 2 free, plus an extra 10% off, plus no interest for 2 years. Schedule a fast free estimate now with Window Nation at windownation.com. That's windownation.com.
All right, we're back. one more reminder. We are in the middle of our fall membership campaign.
Yep.
So exciting.
Sign up.
Sign up now, membership.citycast.fm. You get great perks. It costs $10 a month, and you know that you're supporting a thing that matters.
Paul, we haven't talked about this includes members only invites to events, and we're working on a really cool one coming up here, possibly around the election. So if you're a politics nerd, you're going to want to be a member because it's the only way you're going to get to come to this event.
And if I'm we did an event in the past, maybe our most successful event ever. People loved it. Mm-hmm. I loved it. And now I think we're going to do just for members.
Yes.
So if you want to come,
you got to be a member.
You got to be a member.
Membership.citycast.fm. Sign up today.
But don't take our word for it. Anant R. just joined today and said, quote, I moved to Denver in July and immediately started looking for a news podcast. From the first episode I listened to, CityCast had my ear. Y'all are funny and thoughtful, and your coverage is wide-ranging. You've earned my support.
She moved here in July and she already signed up?
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She adds, I can't stand ads in podcasts.
Oh.
So if you're like her, get the ad-free feed, sign up now, become a neighbor today. Membership.citycast.fm.
And you don't have to listen to my advertisements. It's fine.
Although they're good. Many people do. I mean, we have, I've looked at the numbers. The numbers of people listening to the ad-free feed, much lower than the number of members we have.
Thank you,
people
everyone.
Like the ads.
Thank you who loves our ads.
So do I. They're good ads.
Thank you.
Okay, our hot topic today, Love is Blind.
Oh, good Lord.
We've talked about it a little bit before, but next week it's really happening. Wednesday, the first batch of episodes of Netflix's reality dating sensation is dropping. It's about Denver. It's all Denverites, or maybe Denverites on the show. Can we just do like a preview? Like, does anyone want to say like what is Love is Blind? What is it?
I've watched it. It's the one.
Okay, as the resident reality television expert, Love is Blind is a Netflix series where they cast male and female contestants and they put them in. Well, we need to talk about like why this is. Oh, anyway, sorry.
So they put him in pods.
They put him in pods. So they put contestants in pods.
Can't see each other.
They cannot see each other. They can only talk, and they go on these dates. And it's like, there's like a lot of like conversation about like the timeline. So how long they're in the pods. But I hear it's like 2 weeks or a week.
Speculation.
Yeah, I think it's like 14 days. So because the whole theme is that you don't see each other and then you fall in love and you propose to each other to get married. Mm-hmm. And then you see each other afterwards. And then we follow the couples after. So the idea is, can you fall in love with someone without seeing their face? And then when you see them, can you continue on? Is like love truly blind?
I have a personal story about this. Back in the day, when you used to be able to only buy concert tickets in person or on the telephone.
Yeah.
I called Ticketmaster to order some tickets for a show. This is like 1996. I'm 16. And I start talking to the guy, and we have the same music taste. And he's like, oh, I'm in a band here in Denver. Like, you should come see us. Da, 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 da. And like, we started talking. And he really sold me on what he looked like. And I will tell you, when I was 16, I was pretty hot. And this guy, I show up to the show, and I'm like, this isn't what you said you looked like. And it was an extreme disappointment. So I feel for these folks, but they actually subject themselves to it, which is interesting to me because the one experience I had, it didn't work out so great.
Well, this is the moment that we're watching for. I've seen a little bit of this show. My wife watches it. I've watched 10-minute chunks until I get exasperated. But I've seen these moments. That's the best part. When they finally do the reveal, and it's like,
because you create someone in your mind.
You're just like how I thought.
You create somebody in your mind when you hear them talk on the phone, like, you know, or like you hear, I don't know, like it's like when you see I remember people like reacting when you see like Terry Gross for the first time after you've heard her show. She doesn't look like what you think you do.
Or when people see us for the first time.
Oh yeah, or the weird reactions we get when people see us.
That's what you look like.
But I mean, I was looking through our Instagram comments because this was a really big reel for us, and I thought there was some good points though that I wanted to bring up. Is my friend Lauren said, I feel like this is Denver specific rage bait. Like, yes, the options are bleak, but like, where's the wook with the K problem? Where's the bicyclist with a drinking habit? Where's the aspiring musician? And I think that she has a point that like, I think a lot of folks have also pointed out there aren't a lot of Denver stereotypes in these folks that we can see so far. And so it's kind of like almost not as fun for us because we know the stereotypes about Denver.
Yeah, it's very like surface level tourist Denver. I feel like,
or like
far.
So far, what I've read
themselves.
about everybody, we will find out. But I read the comments too online, or people are like, "Oh, I dated whoever," and like know them and their backgrounds. But yeah, I want to look like.
I know.
Imagine that you fall in love with a look.
I want the dubstep weirdo that like goes to every submission show that apparently has a K problem.
What is a K? What is that? Is that what is?
It's
ketamine?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, I want
come on, Paul,
an
King
aspiring
of
rapper in a Broncos jersey up there.
giving you his mixtape outside King Supers. Where's that guy?
Where's the real Denver? Yes, a bud tender. Why is there no bud?
One of our regular listeners, Brooke Gladstone, said, "I'm already disappointed that these people do not look like the Denverites I'm around. No granola girlies, all these Menver bros." Let's. So what would we want to see? Like, who do we want to see? Okay, bud tender. I like. Wook, weird dubstep guy.
Well, who are the like? I mean, Aaron Gordon, the Nuggets star.
I mean,
Netflix wishes.
Moms love Aaron Gordon.
There is no. I'm speechless.
He's the
that
most
man is
eligible
gorgeous.
bachelor in town.
Oh,
if
so
he is
gorgeous.
a bachelor, I don't know. That's
but
his
like,
business.
the guy that talks about hiking all the time. Where's that guy? Like, where is the guy that goes to every show at Red Rocks? Where are these people?
Well, I think the chicken in a blender guy is one of these guys. I think this is a Denver guy, but I mean, it's probably also just an America guy right now. But
chicken and blender guy you could put in any city. You could drop him in San Francisco.
That's like YouTube. That's like YouTube optimized biohack, bro. You know, like the guy
chicken in a blender.
Although in our comments, one of our friend of the show, Anne Maria Wad, said chicken in a blender guy is definitely a serial killer, and I kind of got to agree. That's a real. I don't know if that's representative of Denver. I would hope not.
I mean, we got serial killers here. It's happened.
That's why our restaurant scene's failing, because men are just eating chicken in a blender at home. And then one of the things I always see about women complaining about dating, like, men don't want to take you out to do anything anymore.
They just want to eat chicken in a blender and go
They're
for
like,
a hike.
I already ate. I had chicken in a blender. Why don't we just go for a walk and get a coffee?
Maybe that's what restaurants need to start offering: chicken in a blender.
High protein, protein section.
I could see that at True Food.
It is a very trendy thing. I mean, the prepackaged goods, you always see protein granola, protein chips now.
Yeah, it was fiber in the early 2000s. Now it's protein. It's wild.
So we're talking about the contestants, and people have done some sleuthing. The whole commentary around the trailer last week, I thought was like, are these people even from Denver? Which we're kind of talking about, which I thought was weird because Denverites are weirdos too, you know? I don't know
there
how
wasn't
people knew.
defining things where you're like, I know that guy.
You're like, I know that
I've dated
weirdo.
that guy.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Like that archetype. I think that's what people are reacting to is there's not these Denver archetypes we're talking about.
Well, it turns out Westward did some digging and they looked into this question exactly. Are they actually from Colorado? And Westward reported that 22 of the 32 contestants are transplants, according to their social media accounts, Love is Blind profiles, and public records. What are those records? Most moved to Colorado as adults, and a few have already moved out of state since the show wrapped filming. So most not from here.
Which again is not a big deal, but like we need degrees of folks. Like you've been here for 10 years, you've been here for 15 years, you've been here for 5 years. Like there are different that you see representative in the actual dating.
I want to know you put in work in this dating scene. I want to know you've swiped on every Bumble first match.
I think we just want more Denver-ness in this thing.
I think as somebody who's spent a long time in the Denver dating scene, like I want to see like the real thing. I want to see.
What would you want to see? What have you experienced that you would want to see up on the screen?
Well, no, one thing that I was brought to my attention by some of my fellow Latinas is that like there's so many like amazing, great like single Latinas like in the city who are like born and raised here, who aren't on there. And I don't know if it's like, I think a lot of the casting for all reality television shows now, they start in social media instead of like these big. They do casting calls, but they go through and find like Instagrams and find hot people basically, and then reach out
just,
that
like,
way.
really makes it kind of boring and kind of one note, I think, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Because you aren't getting these I'm thinking, like, where's the dingy South Broadway guy that's like been in a million bands and
I applied to
like,
be on, but I had to work during the filming time. Like I couldn't get out of it. It was like political.
really?
Season.
You're like, oh, I
Yeah.
have a real job, so I can't. I'm not an
Yeah.
Instagram.
Well, it tells you
was
something else about
person.
these people too. But I feel like the reality dating world is kind of more professional than ever. Like the one that I liked that I
'Cause it's
watched
like a
last year was
stepping
this
stone.
F-Boy Island.
Yes.
And two of the contestants bonded over the fact that they had previously been on reality dating shows.
Sure.
And had that same experience. And was like, well, what am I even doing?
It's like a career trajectory thing versus like, I don't know. Would it be any different than like when they filmed The Real World here 20 years ago?
Yeah,
like were
people
those
trying
people
to-
aspiring to? Probably.
What was that like? What was the conversation? Because I feel
Real
like that's
world
kind of similar.
vibes. Well, the internet wasn't as like used
No.
as it is today. Like there was not the social media side. I remember it was like spotting. Like they were always at Monarch. Remember they're at Club Monarch, and everyone used to
Well, 'cause
like
they
boo them
lived-
and stuff.
They lived in the old B-52's
Yeah.
bar. Like they turned it into the house was literally in the middle of Lodo.
Market
it was such
Street.
a strange choice.
Kind of cool though. I like that.
Okay, my favorite
I wanna live
episode
there.
of that though was when the two girls go to get their nails done, but they walk the wrong way into downtown. They go on the east side, and they're like freaking out, and like you could see like my grandma's house in the background and stuff. They're like, "We don't know this neighborhood. I'm so afraid."
Maybe we see some of that on Love Is Blind.
That's
be
the
good.
thing though. Is Denver going to get to have that kind of
Yeah, because that was
visibility?
funny to me because I saw like the neighborhood and they were freaking out, and it was like, oh, and everyone was laughing because it's Denver. We're like,
They're like, oh no.
yeah, oh no.
We do know a few places they've been. Cameras, apparently, according to Axios Denver, have been spotted at Linger, the restaurant, Le Bilboquet? I've never heard of this. Monolith Brewing and My Neighbor Felix.
Which are all like the surface level, like Denver, like tourist Denver.
Yeah, again, Denver is just we just want to be represented so bad because we just don't get that much attention.
Yeah.
That like we're just very disappointed we're not getting our true selves shown here. In
Yeah,
some
we don't
capacity.
want
the funny part. The
yeah,
weird
we want
part,
the kooky part of Denver. Like,
Yeah.
show how weird we are.
Yeah, like I don't know. Show them at a Dead Mex restaurant.
I would have taken my guy to Chubby's. And then we
Of
would have had
course.
to walk past the guy with his butt out in the park.
That would have been way better.
Yeah, that would have been good.
I want to see the date where two people are going and they drive around in circles and can't find a parking space and then fight and go home.
Yes.
Oh,
See,
I've been on
real
that date.
Denver experiences.
Real Denver experiences. Well, I don't know. Any hopes? Any last hopes or dreams or worst case scenarios for Love Is Blind? Or
I just hope that we get a little bit of a fair shake here and like you get to see a little bit of Denver. Like I just want it to be more Denver-y.
My secondhand embarrassment's already going strong, and I haven't already seen the first episode.
I mean-
but I love Love Is Blind. It's fallen off. It started out better. It's
Really?
fallen off, yeah, because it got too influencery, and they bring all these people who are just trying to like launch their career. And so for the people who want to watch and see some love connections, it's just gotten really whack.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
I just want a real dating show where they show like actual people,
Yeah.
not Instagram people.
Well, there's some successes because this show's been on for a while now. Like there's Love Is Blind babies and marriages that are still going strong.
oh, that's nice.
So
well, maybe we'll see something like that'd be nice. That's what I would hope for it. I want to see a success story. I want to see someone
Yeah.
to reveal themselves as a secret wook and find their matcha girly
Yeah.
and get married and fall in love and have all of that.
I'll be watching. I'm having a watch party. I already ordered my
Nice.
gold cups. I'm ready.
Nice.
We want to see the booger eater. Like who ends up with him?
He came on
like
the screen in the first like 2 seconds. I was like, oh, finally like an attractive. Oh, never
one of my
mind. There was
friends
an
was like-
attractive man, and then forget it.
my friend said that same thing. She's like, he was cute and everything. And then he said the
Yes.
booger thing. And then I was like, imagine ending up with the booger eater.
It might happen. Well, if you're watching, we will be watching. We'll be
We
talking
will.
about it
We
for
are
sure.
gonna be talking about it.
We're gonna be all over this for
Yeah.
the next few weeks. So let us know what you think on October 1st when you see the first few episodes when they drop. 720-500-5418. One more break and then Rocky Mountain highs and lows.
It's time to go over to our CityCast Denver neighbor and sponsor of this week's episode, Elizabeth Martinez with Compass Real Estate, for our weekly segment, Navigating Denver Real Estate, to answer all of your Denver housing market questions.
This week's question is, why is it that mortgage rates did not come down when the Federal Reserve cuts interest rates? That's a common question. The Federal Reserve controls the federal funds rate, which is what banks charge each other for overnight loans, not mortgage rates directly. Mortgage rates actually follow the bond market, especially the 10-year Treasury yield, because lenders sell mortgages as investments. So even when the Fed cuts rates, mortgage rates might not drop if investors expect inflation or see other risks. In fact, the most recent federal rates cut was actually preceded by a mortgage rate drop because the market had already anticipated it ahead of time. It's all about expectations, not just the Fed's move.
This segment is sponsored by Elizabeth Martinez with Compass Real Estate. Have a question about Denver real estate? Use the link in the show notes to submit it. Elizabeth might answer your question in next week's segment. Hey, it's Bree, host of CityCast Denver, and I'm here with who?
Producer Olivia Jewel Love. Hey, we are here because it is our membership drive. So we need your help. Y'all know we are a small team, and every day we put on a new pod for you guys, put on a new newsletter for you guys, and that's a lot of work. Like, low-key, we make it look easy, y'all know, but honestly, we need your support.
And in exchange, there are perks. I think this is the newest thing. This is pretty cool, is you get invites to member-only events, and our last one was a banger. So if you want that information, sign up to be a member today. You also get a curated weekly list of events, of the best things to do in the city. Peyton puts that together every single week. And we give you a little space to share what you love about Denver in our podcast. So you could become a CityCast Denver neighbor today for just $10 a month or $100 a year. You can go to membership.citycast.fm. Sign up, super easy. And if you sign up now through October 3rd, what do you get, Olivia?
Tote bags!
All right, and we're back. It's time for the best way to end the week. It's our wins and fails, aka Rocky Mountain highs and lows. We each brought a recent local something we think is a win and another we think is a fail, and we're going to talk about them. And I'm going to go first because we have been sort of mentioning weed lately, and I want to talk about this article in the Denver Post today. I thought this was very funny and also very sad, but the Denver Post had a listicle that said, that was like, you've seen a million of these. It was 6 Denver weed lounges where you can legally light up.
6?
6, right? No, kind of a
legal?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I read the article and I'm like, okay, so this one, yeah. Cirrus Social Club in there. Yeah, that's open. Okay, Tetra Lounge. Yeah, they're actually under investigation from the city and might get shut down in October.
And they've been trying to be open for years.
Yeah, I'm like, they're open.
I know. And I get to the end. The last two, the Patterson Inn has been fighting to get permitted since 2021, not open. Mm-hmm. And High Society, formerly JAD in Adams County, is currently closed for a remodel where they are now changing their space from a weed bar to they're building a whole subsidiary weed shed where you can go to smoke, and they're converting back into a sports bar. And you're not going to be allowed to go between the two. That's their new vision for their business.
So
that's like the bar. Just go to
at your house or in the alley.
Yeah,
or
I got a shed if anyone wants to come smoke weed.
I just think this is such an indicator of how the whole public weed consumption thing has been such a fail.
Yes, I agree.
I think it's a conspiracy by big alcohol.
Yeah, big alcohol is trying to keep us off. To me,
interests for sure.
This is why I don't I like legal weed because I don't want people going to prison for weed. But the way it's all played out, I just cannot stand the weed culture
really
here.
Fumbled it.
It's so, it's become so whack. I'm like, it used to be cool to smoke weed. Now it's like, all right, bro, you're going to have to go find your weed shed. And I don't know. It's weird to me. And yeah, it's been what good is it to have weed as tourism too if people can't consume it anywhere?
Totally.
Yeah.
Like
It
just
was
in
my
a
pitch for
hotel room
16th
or-
Street. As
I
you all
love that.
remember, we
I've
have
been-
a great weed lounge that was like had some kind of public support. That so it wasn't like a place where some guy was going to talk your ear off about terpenes. It was like a place where you could learn and feel like make it accessible for more people.
I keep pitching your idea everywhere I go. I'm
Good.
like, this is a great idea.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It should happen. Maybe it will. I
They
don't know.
opened up
That's my
High
fail.
Times on the 16th Street Mall. I saw that when I went.
Oh yeah, that's right near where we work.
Yeah. I was like, oh, there's a dispensary around the... Well, there was a dispensary on the mall for years. I don't know if it's still there. It was on like 16th and Glenarm. That was women owned.
Was it women owned?
Yeah.
I remember. I know this one, Euflora. That was the first
Yeah.
dispensary I went to when I moved
That
here.
was women
They
owned.
sold it as the Apple store.
Oh,
of
it's an Apple
dispensaries.
store.
I
weed
really
store?
liked it. They were up the street
Yeah, it
from
was
my
okay.
office, so
Expensive.
they
as
were
hell.
nice. They were, but they would give discounts because the nonprofit I work for, they were like, "Oh, we support abortion rights." So,
rules.
Anyway,
so I was like, "Yeah,
Love it.
That's my fail. Bree, do you want to give us your fail?
Well, I had two, but I mean, Pete's University Park closing, another diner. Denver, we got to get it together. So my sibling is coming out from Seattle this weekend, and I'm picking them up at the airport, and they were like, "Where do we go at 9:00 at night when I want to get, pancakes or whatever?" And I was like, "There literally isn't anywhere." And while Pete's wasn't open that late, it's just indicative of this larger problem that we are continually having, that we just don't have our diners. Our diner selection just sucks. And this is just another loss for something that I feel like is so Denver and we were so good at for so long. And I'm just bummed out. A friend of the show, Skylar McKinley, wrote a beautiful piece about it in Westward Closing, but it's part of the Pete Contos empire, of course. And if there are any restaurateurs out there, please, for the love of God, open a diner. Please, just an affordable, accessible, open late diner anywhere would be great.
Someone mentioned the closing of diners was like a loss of culture too, because a lot of the diners are owned by like Greek families or like Chicano families that own like
Italian
a lot of
families.
Yeah. So like there was like the mix, like you could go to these diners and get like the Italian menu or the American menu or the Mexican menu or the American menu or the Greek menu or the American menu, and we're losing.
It's such it's part of our culture. So that's sad. That's my sad one.
Justine, how about you? What's your fail?
So my fail. This one has been bothering me because it's from last week when I did the episode. Last week on this show, when I was talking about recycling, I had said that the little plastic water bottles like from Kroger weren't recyclable. Well, apparently we had some people reach out and say that is not true. So I was like devastated over this because I am a huge advocate of all things recycling, all things Denver recycling. I was wrong on this. But some backstory, when I did get this information, I was told very specifically not to recycle that bottle at a festival in Denver. And I think what has happened since then is that those bottles are now being made out of a recyclable plastic. So you can recycle those plastic bottles if they have the number 1 through 7 on them. So my fail was giving misinformation. I never want to give misinformation. I want to make sure that's clear, and I don't want to do.
Did and Thomas Tafoya call you?
No,
about
he
this?
didn't.
Okay.
But I had thought about that too. I was just more devastated because I'm like, did I give out like wrong information? People aren't going to recycle now, so I wanted to correct that. You can. And I don't know. I think my information's been updated. I don't want to say I'm completely wrong because I was given that information. But
do you want to say how in the context you were given that information?
Yeah. Okay. Paul texted me and was like, somebody wrote in and said the city wants to know where I got my information because I'm wrong. And I was like, what? So I was like really thorough about making sure that I actually did go to Juneteenth Festival in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I found an article that there was an organization there that was helping people streamline the trash to go to recycling. So
it's changed since then.
So it's changed since then.
Okay.
But the reason why it was so why I remembered that is because at that time I was dating this guy who was like anti-recycling, which was crazy. And him and I would argue about whether it made a difference because he just said it didn't make a difference. So when we went to that at the festival to throw it away and the lady said it wasn't recyclable, he leaned in so hard. He's like, see, I told you. And I was like, and it like stuck with me like years.
I hope that man is listening.
I want to see him on Love is Blind. Give me the anti-recycling guy.
No, yeah. He moved out of the state. So.
Really?
But yeah, so it was a big thing and I felt really bad about it, but I was corrected, and you can recycle your plastic water bottles if they are numbered 1 through 7 on the label.
Okay. Good clarification.
If you see your ex on Love is Blind, call in.
Oh my God, please do.
Please.
And tell us all their weird stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Text me, send me an Instagram or whatever. I'm so old. DM me.
Find me on Facebook.
Find me on Facebook. Send me a Facebook message because I want to know the hot guys.
I'll see you in the Love is Blind chat room.
Let's talk wins. Bree, your win.
I just want to give it to Glenwood Springs. I'm going there this weekend. Just give it to the city of Glenwood Springs. This has been a family place that we've been going for my whole life. I love to get to take my son and my niece there, and I have a good time every time. I am just a booster for the city of Glenwood Springs. Can't wait to be in the pool all weekend with my whole family. Shout out to Glenwood Springs.
Yeah, that
Italian
Village Inn.
Underground, my favorite restaurant.
Great restaurant. I went there on your recommendation. I had a good time.
Ugh, love it. So that's my win.
I like the taco place too. You know the taco place? It's not a traditional taco.
Okay, I was like,
orders of 2 and they're big flour tortillas.
Oh, see, I don't
Very
trust Mountain Town
untraditional, but I
Mexican
thought they
food.
were really good.
All right, I'll try
It was
that.
barely Mexican,
Okay.
but it was.
As long as it's not trying to be something, it's not. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I like
don't
the
know.
Village Inn there because there's not a lot of Village Inns.
That's true. We
And
go there
Glenwood
for
Springs
breakfast
has one.
sometimes. And
Yeah.
there's like a Jamaican wing place too. There's some good spot. Get to
Glenwood
Glenwood
Springs.
Springs.
Good.
Lovely place.
Good town. Justine, you want to give us your win?
Yes, my win of the week. My friend Jeff Campbell has a new play that is came out this week called Jedediah Blackstone. It's running September 25th through October 5th at the Clayton Early Learning Center. Tickets are $30. But Jeff is this amazing playwright in Denver, artist, creative. But he was inspired to do this play to really highlight like a lot of the Black history of the West that we don't talk about, and especially like, you know, we think of cowboys and, you know, the West. We don't think of the influence that the Black community has had on the West. So it's a really cool mix of hip hop and history.
Oh, that's interesting.
So cool. And Jeff is just so creative and so talented. And all of his plays are very entertaining. So if you can check it out, I definitely recommend it.
I loved in the interview, he said he was really inspired when he learned about the story of Clara Brown.
Clara Brown, yes, that's what inspired him.
And she came to Denver, and I believe she was like a laundress. She like did laundry, and she like collected the gold flecks, and like she was really, really resourceful. And then eventually did philanthropic work with the money that she was saving, and like she just has an incredible story. And I thought it was cool that he was inspired by her. So look up Clara Brown too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really cool Colorado.
That is interesting. That sounds like a cool. I'm intrigued. Okay, my win.
Your win, Paul.
Anytime I hear a story like this, I have to talk about it because I think it's great. But a local business is lowering their prices, and it's a good one. Rich Spirit Bagels, which is the bagel offshoot of Bakery 4 over on Tennyson. This is my personal favorite bagel in the city, but the problem always was too expensive.
Do they do the salted bagel? I feel like that's the best salted bagel
They
I've
sure do
ever
a salted
had.
bagel. But previously the bagels would individually cost $2.50 to $3, depending on the amount you bought. And now they're going to start at $2.25. So it's not a huge cut, but it's a cut. And go as low as $1.75 if you buy in bulk.
Oh, good for them.
And they said in their Instagram post announcing this, they said, "We know everything is more expensive with no end in sight. So we're lowering the price of our bagels to help out a bit." And that is commendable. And
That's a really
I wish
nice
them
thought.
all the business and all the success in the world.
I'm pretty sure they were in our bagel challenge, and I'm pretty sure I remember having their bagel and being like, "This is truly, I've never had a bagel like this before."
Wow.
And now they're cheaper. Good for
Which is
them.
a cool thing to do.
That's awesome. Thanks, Rich Spirit.
All right, well, that's the end of the show, which means it's time for one last reminder about our membership campaign. It's so exciting that we're doing this. You get a chance to join this community that helps make this a great place to live. Membership.citycast.fm is the place to go. Become our neighbor today.
I just want to talk about one thing we haven't talked about. That's
Please.
a perk. Because I edit this every week. Our newsletter editor, Peyton Garcia, puts together a list. Every Monday, you get an email that has all the cool stuff happening this week all laid out for you. So we know folks in our community are always looking for things to get involved in, cool stuff to see, art openings, new exhibitions, and Peyton lays that all out for you, and that's an email that only members get. So if you sign up to become a member, you get that email from Peyton every Monday. Again, membership.citycast.fm. $10 a month.
$10 a month, great perks, tote bag, chance to win a gift card to Banana Concepts. Do it. It's the time. You got to do it. Why not? Honestly, why not? Can you think of a reason?
And if you're a listener and you don't read our newsletter, sign up for our newsletter. It's a totally different experience. It's great. Peyton does a great job there.
All right, Bree, Justine, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Justine.
That's all for today here on CityCast Denver. Our producers this week were Olivia Jewel Love, Zoe Culkin, and me, Paul Caroli. We recorded the Dude IDK Studios here in 5 Points. Peyton Garcia writes our morning newsletter, Hey Denver. Abby Madigan runs our social media. Bree Davies is our host. Our music is by Los Mocochetes, with additional mixing by Tyler Lindgren. If you haven't already, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram at CityCast Denver, or TikTok. We're on TikTok as well. And tell one of the contestants on Love is Blind about us if you've ever dated them. Thanks to our new neighbors, Tomei K, Kathy M, Amber B, Bob D, Michelle H, Natasha P, Anand R, and Hannah H, who just joined during the campaign. Thank you so much for joining. You can support this show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Denver neighbor today. Membership.citycast.fm. You can also sign up for the daily newsletter we were talking about and learn more about us at denver.citycast.fm. That's all. Thank you all so much. See you next week.